Hello, my name is Allison Winsrich. I'm a Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide, and I wanted to take just a few minutes to explain why some of the Plexus products are helping with anxiety and depression. So the main reason that I found that Plexus is helping is because of their gut health products, mainly their probiotic. Gut health plays a big role in your mental health. So there's a whole topic of the gut-brain connection. You have a big nerve called the vagus nerve that goes all the way down from your brain into your gut. And I've learned that 90% of your body's serotonin production comes from your gut health, so your gut bacteria, and only 10% of your body's serotonin is made in your brain. So I didn't realize this a couple years ago, but after my own path to my health and struggling with anxiety for over 5 years, I've done a lot of research on this topic. So your body has trillions of bacteria that live in your gut, your intestines, that are supposed to be there. Typically, you want a good balance of 80% good to 20% yeast. Everyone has yeast in their system. But it's when the yeast overgrows, the yeast is also called candida. When that overgrows, it can cause problems. And things that can cause your good bacteria to go down are things like antibiotics, birth control pills, stress, foods that we eat, pesticide uses, artificial sweeteners, a lot of processed food can negatively affect our good bacteria. So over time, that goes down and that candida likes to overgrow. So, doing things in your diet, like eating a lot of vegetables will help, prebiotic foods. But unfortunately, a lot of us don't do that or are unable to do that. And most of us have had stress, antibiotics, and those things go on in our lives. So several years ago, I started struggling with anxiety. And I did have a history of antibiotic use for acne. And then I had chemo when I was 20 for a lymphoma. So it's no wonder to me that several years later I started having anxiety. At the time, I didn't realize what was going on. And so I did do medication for a while and counseling, which maybe helped a little bit. But I didn't want to stay on medication, and it didn't really help the way I wanted it to. So about a little over a year ago, I started with Plexus. I started the probiotic, and it really made a huge difference for me in my anxiety. I no longer live in fear. I'm able to go out and do things without worrying about things. I've not had a panic attack in several years. So it's made a huge difference. And the reason that it does is because getting your gut back in balance with probiotics and other changes can increase that serotonin production in your body. And serotonin is a neurotransmitter that helps you feel calm and relaxed. And so the probiotics is a way of giving your body back the good bacteria. The reason I like the Plexus Probio 5 is because it has 5 good strains that give you back the good bacteria to promote that serotonin production. And it also addresses the overgrowth of candida. It's a nice freeze-dried capsule. It does not have to be refrigerated, so it's super easy. I take mine at bedtime. So that's what I wanted to share with you today about why the Plexus probiotic works, why probiotics help with anxiety and depression. And now I want to introduce my sister to give her testimony about depression and anxiety.
Hello, I'm Susan Pontius. I'm Allison's older sister. And I too have struggled with anxiety over the years. For me, depression was really the bigger, harder, scarier thing that I struggled with. And that started about 20 years ago when I was in college, towards the end of my college career. And ever since then, throughout the years, I have been on one antidepressant or another. I've been in and out of therapy with different psychologists. I actually was a psychologist back then, so I also thought I could really fix myself too. So what I didn't know all these years is any of this information about gut health and that so much of our serotonin is produced in our gut. So when I I learned about this about a year ago when my sister started doing Plexus and told me about it, and pretty much told me to take ProBio. I did what she said because I trusted her and I knew she had done her research, and I knew that she would not be taking it if it wasn't a good product. So, at the time I was at a very low place in my life. Over the years I'd gone up and down with my depression. It would come and go, and I would switch medications or go back to therapy. I'd be okay for a while, but it was hard. It was always there. It was always threatening to come back. So when she told me about the probiotic a year ago, I finally decided it was time for me to try it and to actually commit to doing something healthy. I had developed a lot of unhealthy habits, and a lot of that was due to the depression and just a really unhealthy lifestyle with eating and all the things that mess your gut up, eating the bad processed foods and way too much alcohol, decades of being on birth control, all those things. So when I did start the probiotic, I noticed within, I'd say a few months, and I was surprised that it actually helped. I was at a point where I didn't think anything was really going to help, and that this was just going to be how I felt the rest of my life. So I was pleasantly surprised when I noticed that for a consistent period of time, I felt a lot better. Both the physical symptoms of depression and the, a lot of things that go along with the depression, just fatigue and insomnia and anxiety that kind of goes hand in hand, and stomach issues, all kinds of stuff. I know those are other topics, but it all kind of was wrapped up together with me and my depression, as well as all the psychological components of, the mood and all that good stuff. So I've been on this consistently now for over a year, and along with that and making some other lifestyle changes, it's been the best year of my life now. I feel better than I have physically and mentally than I have since, really I was a teenager before any of those issues started. So it's been kind of a lifesaver for me. So just wanted to share that. Thank you.